Today's video is a story about a very special family who fled the Cambodian genocide and arrived in New Zealand as refugees. 20 years ago, they opened a restaurant called Satay Noodle House.
This is a story of grit and determination to one, open a Cambodian restaurant here in Papakura, South Auckland, and to two, use social media to take it to the next level. And on top of all that, they do great food. Let's go meet the family, hear the story, and eat some food.
Satay Noodle House was opened 21 years ago by Nany and Leng, who arrived in New Zealand from Cambodia as refugees. They were fleeing the Cambodian genocide. So we're here at Satay Noodle House. We're going to head into the kitchen, meet Nany, meet Bun, who is their son, who is now the owner-operator of Satay Noodle House. The man by the stock pot is Bun Leng. Kia ora, Bun. How are you going?
How's it going?
Good. How are you? Good to see you. Bun is the owner-operator of Satay Noodle House, and it was his parents, Nany and Leng, who first opened this joint.
Yeah.
How many years ago?
Long time ago, 21, since 2000, so yeah, a little while ago.
And this guy has amassed a legion of fans who adore his food and who adore what Satay Noodle House is all about.
We're blessed and grateful to be here, to be in this country, but it's, I don't know how much you know of Cambodian history, but so the big part of it is just mum and dad survived the war with 5 young children at the time, and that was the Khmer Rouge, and so that's a national genocide where they're going down tanks down the street and they're getting everyone out of their house, and you just pack your bag and like, hey, we're going, and you've got a few seconds to pack your bags and you're gone, and you're taken to concentration camps where you're forced to work agriculture and manual labor. And they killed off everyone intelligent, anyone educated, so teachers, members of political, anyone in politics. Yeah, so they had to start 2-3 times in their life from zero again. So they'll make a bit of money, and then boom, Khmer Rouge happened, boom, refugee camp happens. They got nothing. So I think it was a lot of jumping around refugee camps. This photo here is from a refugee camp in Thailand, and I think that was the last one before they made it to New Zealand. Yeah.
When we left Cambodia at the night time and walk, I'm the one I heard like a gun, they do thing. I heard click, 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 but can't say anything because walk and I don't know what to do, I just shake my hand, and dark, you can't see anything, and we hungry and nothing to eat and be very tiring. And all the money, jewelry, anything, all been robbed. Horrible time, yeah.
Okay, so this opened in 2000, and I was an intermediate at the time, and I didn't know, because mum and dad worked 2 jobs, right, my whole life. Primary, we didn't have much. I remember the story where mum would give me $1 for lunch, and I used that $1 to buy a marmite chip roll, and pies were $1.20. And I was like, Mum, can I have 20 cents more for a pie? And she's like, nah, I can't afford it. And so that's when I was like, oh man, like we must be pretty poor. And then the shop came, and I didn't know like what effect it would have on my life. I didn't have after schools, so after schools would come here, weekends would come here, and yeah, that became life. I remember I fell asleep here one time. That's actually a pretty sad story. Like I was just tired, like I was overworked at 12 years old. And I fell asleep, yeah. I remember hearing my sisters say, hey, Dad, look, man, like, he's tired. Like, why are you dragging him to the shop? Yeah, give him one day off. So, yeah, but. So I took over in 2011. It was never my intention to take over the shop. I didn't think about it. I was going to be a PE. I was heading into PE teaching actually. And once I graduated with my sport and rec degree, my sister came to me and was like, hey, what do you think about, because I think that at that time Dad's about 65. What do you think about taking over the shop? Like, it's got so much potential. Like, me and you could do it, share the load type thing. And I was like, hey, actually, like, yeah, like we could do this, you know? So I was keen. I went in, and then she pulled out last minute just for personal reasons. And then so it meant me and Dad worked. It was just, he stayed on probably a lot longer than what he would have liked. So that was 2011. He didn't retire until 2017. And by this time, he's about 72, 71, 72. And yeah, so that whole dynamic too, it was basically just me and him running the shop.
What you've done since you took over is you've made Satay Noodle House completely your own. And what I love about it is that there's this transparency. So you're on social media, people can see the food you're creating, people get to know you and your team through social media. Can you tell us a bit about that and building that up, that side of the business up?
Yeah, it's been crazy, and I don't. There's no real strategy. I just document everything. So it's basically, it's not just, so a lot of takeaway restaurants would just use it to, let's just say, promote food, stuff like that. But I just thought, mate, I'm running the shop. Things happen every day, good and bad. Why don't I talk about it? I want to talk about the sentimental value, the significance of what it meant to me, why I decided to take it over. So like why we're here, what we're about, what our story is, you know, yeah, how we even got to be in this country, let alone the shop being here. So I spoke about that a lot. We did something in COVID this year. I was like, hey, I really don't know if I'm going to open because it's hard out here for, you know, food retailers. So hey, do you like if I open, would you guys support? And I had a DM from someone who was like, man, I'd love to support, but it's just uncertain times. I just don't actually have the money to be able to support. And I'm like, man, like that hit me hard. And I was like, wow, people are, you know, really struggling. And then there's other pockets of the community who aren't so bad. So what I thought about, I was like, man, I'm actually going to start a fundraiser where you know, people who are better off, maybe they could donate, and I'm going to use that to help my business, obviously. Like, so I'm going to use that to buy meals from myself, which I'm then going to gift to other pockets of the community, kind of. And I didn't even know if it was legal at the time. But it's kind of like a Robin Hood type. You know, I was like, man, I was like South Auckland Robin Hood, where I was taking from these customers here and then giving it to these. But that just blew up. I thought, man, if I can help, if I could get $200-300, that would be amazing. That's probably, you know, 5-6 families that I could feed. Like, that's cool. And so I put that, I went live overnight, woke up in the morning, and I think it was at 1,000 or 1,500, and that ended up getting, I think, 5,000 in that first week. And there's numerous other things that have happened in the last 3-4 years, and it's, yeah, I often sit and just reflect, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. Like, it's just wild. Yeah, it's crazy.
Who cooks the best food? You or Bun?
Oh, Bun, because he stay there all the time. Now he take over so long, so
He's perfected your recipes.
yeah, he's good now. He's good. Yeah, I proud of him too. He's good.
Satay Noodle House specialises in Cambodian food, so they have a ton of Cambodian classics on the menu, but we've honed in on a certain special section of the menu. It's called Mum's Collection, and those are Nany's recipes. So food from Bun's childhood. We've ordered some pork belly, we've got some Cambodian chicken curry coming, and a number of other hot favourites that the locals love. The kitchen is a hive of activity. We've got the dream team in here, and what I love is that there are so many smiles. There's great camaraderie, and man, the smells in here. I'm just peering over Casey's shoulder. She's got a noodle soup on the go. We've got a massive, delicious looking spread in front of us, and it was such a privilege speaking to Nany and Bun about the history of Satay Noodle House, learning more about their story and learning about how this incredible looking food has come to be on our table. And this place is popular. It has a huge local following, so we have ordered up all of the local favorites. So at the front here we've got this braised pork belly, so one of Nany's traditional recipes. We've got a Cambodian chicken curry. We've got their wontons, which Bun was saying they're so popular that they deserve their own Instagram page. We've got a Kiwi Cambodian classic. This is chicken satay on rice, and then we have the famous satay noodle soup, so a bunch of secret spices in there to create that delicious looking broth that looks super fiery. I've loaded up my bowl with two of Nany's dishes, so the braised pork belly and the Cambodian chicken curry, and we watched these getting made in the kitchen, and holy moly. Far out, the food is so good here. I just had some of that Cambodian chicken curry, super tender chicken thigh. There's a ton of different spices in there. We saw galangal, lemongrass, that fragrant curry paste going in. Oh, that's so delicious. Now for this braised pork belly. Oh yeah. Stunning flavour of star anise. A lot of that went into the stock pot together with dark soy, palm sugar. It's just stunning, beautiful flavours, and it tastes really like home cooking. It tastes like home cooking, and it's comforting, it's satisfying, it's delicious.
What special food this is to eat, but also discover the story of. There's so often a story behind the food when you're at a restaurant and you don't get to hear it. So for us to be able to come here today and truly delve into what has made this food and how it came to be here in Papakura in South Auckland, I think it is truly fascinating. This dish is one I also find fascinating. This is chicken satay on rice. You will always find this dish on Cambodian menus here in New Zealand, and there are not many Cambodian restaurants in New Zealand. There's also not many Cambodians. There's only about 5,000 to 6,000 people in New Zealand from Cambodia, so it's a very small community. But this is a hybrid dish. This is something that was invented for the Kiwi flavour, and man, it has taken people by storm. So cooked and then put on rice, and over the top of that, satay sauce, so covered in peanut sauce. Wow. Wow. It's so Moorish. Oh, strong peanut hit, tiny bit of chili. Dang, that is good. It's been lovely also here today, seeing Bun and his interactions with the community. He's clearly a beloved community member. He knows almost everyone that's come into this restaurant, and a lot of people have come in while we've been in here today. These wontons are screaming my name. Oh, pork wonton, super crispy, crunchy. This food is so good. But how good is the story? It's heartwarming, it's inspirational. To hear it all and to get to be a part of it and learn about it today, and to eat this food. I mean, the food completely stacks up too. It's not a great story with mediocre food, that's for sure. It's a beautiful story with stunning food at the end of it. This is a gem of a restaurant. Follow Bun on social media. Come here and eat. We hope you've enjoyed the video. We have loved filming this one. Hit subscribe for more videos like this on the channel. Thank you for watching.